Hi guys, welcome to the show. I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And here are the goods. All right, so the box office last weekend was pretty much everything that I said it was going to be. Girl on the train or girl on the train?
Girl on the train, yeah! High five!
Number one, $24 million.
Wait, they made number one?
Number one,
$24 million.
Mr. Number 6 over here. That he said it was gonna be
$24 million.
$24 million.
That means that they had nothing did well. That was a bad box office week.
Unfortunately, you're absolutely right. If you've actually, from the feedback that I've gotten from everybody, if you read the book, this movie sucks.
I said it!
Sucks bad if you've read the book. If you have not read the book, then it's actually not too bad.
Because it was girl on the train.
Girl on the train, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay.
Opposite.
Anyway, but yeah, so a lot of people have mixed reviews there. Everybody though is praising Emily Blunt's performance. I'm telling you right now,
actor. Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, she's gonna freaking get an Oscar nomination for this. I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but other than that, it wasn't that bad of a weekend. It was kind of slow a little bit.
Yeah.
Number 2 was Peregrine. It kind of slipped down a little bit. Miss Peregrine's Peculiar.
Oh, okay.
X-Men.
Okay, X-Men.
X-Men. Yeah. Or P-Men because
X-Men. It was X-Men 5, 6. X-Men 6.
Yeah. The spinoff. Anyway, so that was number 2.
X-Men Origins of the Peculiar Children.
Yeah, exactly. Deepwater Ho had 11 million and it landed at number 3. Number 4 was Magnificent 7, so that's still in the top 5, doing pretty good. Yeah. Number 5 was Storks, rounding out the top 5, actually still doing pretty decent business. So
it's a good movie. Y'all should go see it.
Yeah, go check it out. It's actually good for the kids and all that. But I think you're right. I think everybody's waiting for Halloween. They want some horror.
It's coming. Ouija and
that's it.
Ouija and
damn you, Paramount! We could have had freaking Rings. We could have had Rings on the 28th. Y'all suck.
True. They might have been ready.
So that was the box office. Not too bad. This week, look for Kevin Hart. His new stand-up movie, What Now? Very successful tour that he had last year.
They are tricking people to make it seem like it's an actual movie as opposed to a stand-up.
Well,
all the marketing is coming out like they're showing the clips like in between that he does in his stand-up. They're showing that like it's an actual movie. They are misleading people.
Well, it's a lot like the Laugh at My Pain, which was it actually.
But they didn't market Laugh at My Pain.
They didn't market this. Well, they didn't market it that way. But when you actually watch the film, it had like his Paper Cup Boys or whatever.
Yeah, no, they did. Yeah, they did all that.
They had all that. Yeah. So I think that's the route they're going. But this time they're actually advertising it, so they know that this is going to be part of an ongoing thing. So
once again, they're advertising it like a regular Kevin Hart movie, and people are going to be disappointed when they see it. Well, not that. Let me say it this way. All right, people are going to be disappointed that it's not a Kevin Hart movie because I think people are more excited about Kevin Hart movies than they are about Kevin Hart stand-up, to be honest. And I think his stand-up doesn't. I have to take this back because his stand-up does very, very well. But I don't think he has the amount of mass appeal that he has with his movies, with his stand-up. And I think that when people go thinking it's a movie, they're going to be a little bit upset.
Well, maybe, like I said before, the Laugh at My Pain was pretty successful, and Let Me Explain was also pretty decent. So we'll see how What Now, I think that's what it is, What Now is gonna do. The other new release that's coming up is gonna be The Accountant with Ben Affleck. So The Accountant Supremacy, or The Accountant Identity, or The Accountant in the Town.
Yeah, The Accountant in the Town. I like that one better because basically it's a heist film too, right?
Yeah, I think no, I think it's just an assassin film.
Oh, an assassin.
So yeah, so we'll see if he forgets.
Nobody.
And then he'll be the accountant.
Everybody's waiting for Ben Affleck as Batman. That's what we're waiting on.
And Live by Dark Knight.
Live by Dark Knight.
Looks pretty interesting.
That's great.
Looks pretty interesting. He's showing, stretching out his little acting chops there.
Yeah.
Still going into the, what do you call it? The Jerry action.
The Jerry action. I love the Jerry action. Give me more Jerry action. Bring back Van Damme and Seagal and give me some.
Now they can do Jerry action.
50 plus. Look, Liam Neeson opened the door for everybody, and Sylvester Stallone opened. Which when are we gonna get another Expendables? We're getting off topic. But if we're gonna do Jerry action and then we're doing this type of films, then.
Bring the old school back?
Yeah, let's keep going. Everybody who's 50 plus that used to do films, let's get out there and make another film.
Who would you want to see? Besides Van Damme?
That's it.
That's it?
You know what? I thought I wanted to see Chuck Norris, but then I saw Expendables 2, and I don't want to see Chuck Norris on screen anymore. I'm sorry, Chuck. You know what? Look, I know when you do push-ups, you push the world down, and
man, that's hilarious. So
the movies are behind you. Just don't do anymore.
So look for a pretty soft weekend coming up. I don't think it's going to do anything, to be honest with you. We're looking at projections of 17 for accountant and 14 for.
17. That doesn't even cover Ben Affleck's freaking
salary.
Yes, he must be getting points on this film.
So I don't know. So
there is not a way that this movie's gonna make money.
We'll see how that goes. We're talking about Peregrine, X-Men Origins, right? The real
X-Men Origins, the Popculture.
One of the X-Men that is out there from the original trilogy was Kelsey Grammer. He was the
Beast.
He played Beast in X-Men: The Last Stand. That was the last time that you saw Kelsey Grammer as Beast. First time you saw Beast on the big screen at all.
Right. Which he was great as Beast.
He was actually being interviewed, and they asked him about that. I believe he was at a Comic-Con. I'm not too sure, but he was asked about the role, and he said that the Beast character was really underused in X-Men 3. And
yeah, I mean, he was more like a diplomat in X-Men 3.
Right, and but even though now Nicholas Hoult has now taken over the role, right? So they asked him about it, and he was like that he would definitely come back now, especially after the timelines have changed with the Days of Future Past. He would definitely come back, And given that Patrick Stewart's coming back again for Wolverine 3, who's to say that he can't come back?
To be honest, I like him better as Beast. Nicholas Hoult has always been too thin and skinny to be Beast to me.
Well, he's a young guy.
I know, but
even though 10 years, 20 years have passed, but
he's still too thin and skinny for me. Kelsey Grammer had the size of Beast. That's what we expected to see. That's why when Kelsey Grammer was cast and we saw him in the makeup, it was like, oh my God, that's a perfect Beast. And I know we recast, we got younger. It was like he never really set, and especially when he keeps doing this whole like, oh, I figured out a drug that I can go back to being human. That wasn't the whole thing with Beast. Beast had to deal with being blue and furry. I mean, the earlier issues of X-Men, he was normal looking with big feet and hands and stuff like that. But once we got into like the 90s, he was blue, and that's then his whole thing. And it's like, I have to accept how I am as a mutant, and in this particular version, he never accepts who he is. He was like, just make a drug and I'll be regular.
Well,
Kelsey Grammer.
Apocalypse just ended the prequel trilogy, I guess if you want to call it that. So now comes to pretty much like you said a few shows ago about catching up. Like now we've pretty much caught up to this.
Are we going back to Halle Berry? Are we going back to
Halle Berry, Famke Jensen, and all these Cyclops, Marsden, and now and
James Marsden, even though his character was so screwed over in X-Men, still love him.
And they knew they need to bring him back too. But I'm all for Kelsey Grammer coming back. I think that he would bring a lot more to it.
If we put him in Logan,
it'd be awesome.
That'd be great because I think it would fit because they are still using that particular cast, and I like him as Beast. I mean, I think he should stay Beast.
Yeah, thought it was awesome. Staying in the Marvel Universe, there has been talk about Blade coming back. Whether it's as a reboot, a sequel, who knows?
I would like them to continue it and just say that the original Blade films are part of the MCU.
Yeah, and
I would love for them to do that.
Well, it is back at Marvel Studios now.
Yeah.
After being at New Line, it is now back at Marvel Studios.
How do they explain Deadpool?
What do you mean?
Ryan Reynolds and Trinity.
Oh yeah.
How do they explain that? But he just looks like Deadpool.
Yeah, that's a handsome guy there. Anyway,
then they didn't really explain either with Fantastic Four. So.
Exactly. The meetings have been taking place between Wesley and the studios and about a possible reprise as far as reprising the role. Now, if he comes back, would you rather see him in his?
No. He needs to be Whistler.
That's what I was gonna say. Or would you? Because supposedly it's if it does happen that he's gonna come back in the Whistler role to his daughter.
Right.
What is her name? Fallon Gray. And he would guide her, and she would take over the family business.
Especially since that's done. I would like to see if somebody's gonna teach his daughter to be Blade. It would be Wesley Snipes, and it's like, look, I've already done this. I know how to do. Whistler's old and dead, and
who would you pick to play his daughter?
I don't know, man. To be honest, that's a good one. a nobody, to be honest.
Not a Zendaya or a Zoe Kravitz or
no.
Nobody like that.
Tessa
Thompson. Oh, she can't because she's in the Thor movie.
Very true. She's Valkyrie. I want somebody unknown. I want somebody that we can just lose ourselves in this particular character. Somebody that we were like, we're not gonna think about like, oh, they're in this other film as well. They're just like, oh, I can't detach them from.
So no Lupita Nyong'o then.
She's in Star Wars.
Oh yeah, she's in Maz. Why not have Maz? Well, there was a source from Sony, I believe.
Though she would look cool with the tattoo on her.
Yeah, she would. That'd be awesome.
Cool with the tattoo on her, yeah.
But Kate Beckinsale actually made a comment about a possible crossover with Blade and Underworld.
I think when she was asking about because she mentioned, I think her husband is one of the producers or one of the directors or something like that on the Underworld series.
Les Wiseman, I think.
Yeah, I think when they were asking to get Blade to get the rights to use Blade in Underworld, but I think that was when Marvel didn't have the rights back and they didn't know what they were gonna do with Blade. They didn't know what they were gonna do with Blade, so they were like, and there was an opportunity for them to get a character that people knew and add it over to the Underworld series, which would have actually been kind of awesome. But I would expect that Kate Beckinsale would have killed him in some particular way. He would probably been a villain, or maybe he would have helped her, but he would have died, just like the whole thing.
No, because I mean, well,
they built up another character on there what the whole series was supposed to have been about, and then they kill him in the second movie.
That's true.
And so Blade would have died. I'm kind of glad he wasn't in it, but it would have been a cool idea if they had gotten him in it.
Well, Kevin Feige, right? That's his name.
Feige.
Feige. That's
Feige.
his name? Okay. Well, Kevin Feige has said that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, it's gonna have something to do.
They have these rights back. They want to make something out of this. They don't really want it to be part of. I think they do want to make it part of the MCU. I don't think they want to put it in with the Netflix and with the like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the way Ghost Rider is. They don't want to do something like that. So if they stick with that story where he's the Whistler to his daughter, that would be a great reboot of the whole series and extend it for a new generation. That would be awesome.
And unfortunately, I want to say it seems like it would be more of a standalone. But then again, I thought maybe Doctor Strange would be more of a standalone, or Ant-Man would be more of a standalone. I don't see how they work, because I don't. And you guys can correct me on this. You can fact check me on this. Blade was never an Avenger. So
no,
how are they going to work this into the main thing?
But he was in Marvel Alliance, in the Marvel Alliance games, and he was part of all of that too. So,
but Marvel Alliance had everybody.
That's true.
So I don't understand how they would actually work it. It would seem like it would fit better because everybody in the actual cinematic universe, or at least in the film universe, seem to somehow tie into the Avengers. And I don't think that, one, they can't force him in there, and I don't think that there is a way that had been prior set to where he gets in there. And like I said, you guys fact check me, and I'm gonna fact check it too once I actually get to editing this video, and we'll see if he was actually in it. I don't believe so. I think he would fit better with Netflix. Netflix has an older crowd or an older tone to it, so they can still do what they would like to do in a darker Blade film on Netflix. Look at all the stuff they've been doing with Luke Cage and Jessica Jones and Daredevil and the upcoming Punisher one, and even Iron Fist is getting ready to come out. It's like they can fit it. He doesn't have to be a defender, but he could at least like just kind of be out there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I still stick with the with the movie, with the MCU. I'd rather have them in that. I was thinking about it the other day.
It gives it more room to breathe. They get more to stay on the story if they actually do it in Netflix. You get 13 episodes.
Well, that's true, but if you do a series and it gets old, you do the MCU.
We get Fred Rostar.
I don't know. Hey, so I was thinking about it. I was thinking about Blade 2, right? And I was reading this article about it. Blade 2 had, what was his name? Nomad? He was the bad guy.
Yeah.
The Reaper. The Reaper. Yeah. Right? He's probably the best Marvel villain. No. I would probably say he's
better than Loki.
Yes.
Better than the Kingpin.
Yes. No. I'm talking about the MCU right now. Like the actual
Kingpin's in the MCU.
No, he's in the freaking Netflix. I'm talking about
But that's still part of the MCU.
Okay, well, fine. Well, yeah, better than Kingpin 2.
Really? Better than Red Skull.
Yeah. I just think he's
better than the cameos of Thanos.
Yes, where he just smiles. That's it. Well, I suck. All right, anyway, so speaking of blades and all this other good stuff, freaking Predator 4 news.
All right.
Predator 4 news has a working title called Ali.
Ali?
Ali, just Ali.
Ollie?
No, Ali, O-L-L-I-E. That's the working title.
Oh, okay. Well, they can.
So much like the working title for Star Wars was Blue Harvest, because so now it's Ali for
Ali because somehow Ali relates to boxing with Ali. And then we remember that Carl Weathers was in a boxing film.
He was, yep.
So we're gonna get Carl Weathers back into
that's awful.
a Predator.
That's awful.
Because it's gonna be his son, played by Michael B. Jordan
again. All right. The title more likely going to be The Predator, directed by Shane Black. Well, they had a few shows ago we were talking about.
By the way, we were talking about in another show about the freaking going out on the limb on titles. The Predator.
The Predator. Yep. The Ali. All right. So we talked about the other day about Benicio del Toro. Benicio del Toro.
That guy.
The Benicio del Toro. He was scheduled to be in the lead. He's supposed to play the lead.
Okay.
Well, he dropped out.
Right, because they were making room for Carl Weathers and Michael B. Jordan to come back in this film.
You got the sequel to
Dutch.
You got the sequel to Sicario. The El Soldado. You got possible reshoots that have to be done on episode 8. The dude is just really busy. He can't do it. Right. So they decided to go, as of right now, with Boyd Holbrook, who actually comes out in the show Narcos.
I've only seen like one episode on Narcos.
So they're looking at him. He's also
because he's a Benicio del Toro type. We need another Mexican for this movie.
Oh man, you're awful. How about Banderas, man? Which Banderas?
I told you Banderas, baby. Put it in there. Wait, who's the guy who got mistaken for Benicio del Toro? Or was it Benicio del Toro got mistaken for Antonio Banderas? Get Antonio Banderas in there.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, they're looking at him. He's doing really well with Narcos. He's up and coming actor. Looking for an unknown because really, if you're really looking at the Predator, the Predator's a star. So they don't really need a big name because the Predator is the star.
Because this Predator doesn't have dialogue, and it's always been that way.
But he's the star.
In every Predator movie, Schwarzenegger,
Danny Glover. I wanted to see Predator 2 because it had Danny Glover in it.
You did?
No! I didn't want to see old ass Murtaugh. I want to see freaking.
You wanted to see Murtaugh.
I did not want to see Murtaugh. I did not want to see Gary.
You wanted a cameo from Riggs. In Predator, just like we need Antonio Banderas to take hold of this because he ain't doing no more Puss in Boots films. And then he can get into this movie right away. If you call him up right now, he'd be like, I'm on my way. Well, we don't start shooting for 6 months, I'll wait. Hello, Antonio?
Desperado 4, he's gonna do Desperado 4.
Hello, Antonio. What are you doing right now?
All right,
I'm sitting here waiting for you to call me about Predators.
So
the Predator.
It's not a for sure thing that it's going to be Boyd Holbrook, but that's the one that they're eyeing. Okay. Another star that they're looking at is James Franco.
Okay,
that's a pretty interesting choice considering
James Franco's become a name.
No, absolutely.
And he's
but Franco's got range, but he's more of a mellow character. I don't see him being all balls out with guns and all that, except Spring Breakers, obviously. But I'm talking about
that was his brother. No, wait, you said James Franco, right?
Yeah.
I thought you said Dave Franco.
No, Jave. Jave. Some new stuff, some Jave.
All right.
Dang, you made me say Dave again. James Franco.
The first time.
What did they said at the Rose?
James Franco.
Hey, at the Rose, it was like he's half Italian, half asleep.
James Franco would be great. I think that because one, he is a name. Because I was thinking Dave Franco, and Dave Franco's actually working.
Will it be? This is the
James Franco is a legit name. James Franco would get me to go to see this film.
Will it be the end? This is the end. Anyway, so he's one of the names, and the other one is Arnold Schwarzenegger to bring Dutch back.
And no Carl Weathers.
And no Michael B. Jordan. No Billy Bear. No Billy Bear either. Billy Bear's dead.
We don't need all that. We need Carl Weathers. That's what we need for this film.
With no arm or one arm. And all the blades
and
future. And the blade guts.
It's the future. And they saved him on the helicopter. It was in the deleted scenes where they brought him up on the helicopter with his arm off, and then he went with the $6 million man procedure, and then now he makes the.
Is he Jax? He's turned into Jax.
Jax.
He's turned into Jax.
And that's a crossover with Mortal Kombat.
Oh man.
Because Predator's in Mortal Kombat.
No, he's not. Alien is.
Predator is in Mortal Kombat.
He is?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he is. Nice, Doug. All right. Look for the Predator and Mortal Kombat and Carl Weathers with one arm. February 9th, 2018.
Crazy.
Oh, man. So Halloween's coming up pretty soon. And besides creepy clown masks that are friggin' sweeping the nation.
All over Texas.
There's a little costume that's actually more terrifying and insulting than the creepy clown.
Which is
a costume that is called the Parisian Heist.
the Parisian Heist.
The Parisian Heist.
And it is Persians?
No. It is based on Kim Kardashian getting gagged and gagged and robbed.
She's not Persian.
Parisian Heights. Okay, so bound to gab Kim lookalike in a white robe and a diamond ring was selling for $70.
That's in poor taste.
And a social media outrage was brought on to online retailer Costumerish. And the costume has been yanked.
It should
because
be.
of
That's in poor taste.
The costume was making fun of her getting robbed. Now, the founder of it stated that this is not true. They did not do it to make fun of her.
Until you see the picture of it.
Exactly. It's a Kim lookalike that is bound and gagged.
All they did was like they had a Kim Kardashian outfit, and it was like we're gonna put her we're gonna have her hands tied and have her mouth gagged, and we're gonna sell it as.
That is awful, dude.
That is so. It is like
so
if that happened
awful.
to your family, you would want them to take it down, and I'm glad social media isn't always the best outlet for things. I'm glad that it actually did something positive and got that taken out because it didn't need to be up there. That sucks. And
Besides,
no matter how you feel about the Kardashians, that sucks. Nobody needs to have it.
So that stirred up a lot of controversy and all that. But you gotta really think about it. Like how you said poor taste. I mean, how far is it to do something like that? What puts it in people's minds to say that it's funny? I mean, that's just wrong.
Because it's not them.
Yeah, I guess
that's because it's not them, and it's like if it had been them, or if they were related to the Kardashians, they'd be like, "Oh my God, this is horrible. They need to have this taken down," because she could have lost her life in that particular situation. So you don't want this, and you don't want it to happen to your family. So you can't wish it just because she's a celebrity and her life's on display for everybody. There's not a reason for you to sit up there and make jokes like this that are in super poor taste. This is horrible. You want to make a funny joke and you laugh inside your house, it's fine. But when you saw a costume like this, you can't do that.
And then on top of that, you put a tarnish on your brand's name.
Yes,
for that. So
they did it for the publicity. It was like because people thought they were gonna get a quick cash grab on it. People would do it just as the shock value of it, and then they would make a whole bunch of money, or at least got attention to their brand because we're freaking talking about it. And how else we would have been able to talk about this Halloween company if they hadn't have done this?
Yeah, true. But no, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Obviously,
as Easy once said.
And exactly, because we're talking about this.
It's awful. All right, so like I said, Halloween, and now we are in chapter 3 of our little series here,
which I've been so on board with, except for the vampire ones. I've been so on board with it.
So we've only done one, huh? So you were on board with the one that we did because the other one you kind of
because I kind of screwed that one up, and it's like that one was
you admitted it.
Yeah, I kind of screwed that one up.
Yes, you did. All right,
whatever.
It's time for our top 5. And we're back on Flash.
No substance.
So today's top 5 is the top 5 zombie movies, and I'm actually shocked that you're actually gonna go through with it.
Yeah,
as much complaining as you did, like I don't even like zombie movies.
I really don't like zombie movies, but I actually sat and thought about it, and there's a lot of zombie movies that I actually do like. So those would be my top 5.
All right,
the 5 zombie movies I actually like.
Well, I can't wait to hear them. Terrence, go first.
All right, so number 5, Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Simon Pegg, old school.
A hilarious zombie film. So much to where I always think about the drop kicking the old lady scene, and that's not even the zombies. It made me laugh so much that after I saw the movie, I laughed for a good 3 months after seeing that movie, thinking about him drop kicking that old lady.
So you don't like Kim Kardashian costumes, but you want to kick old ladies.
I do, when it's on film. But the comedy in that film, it wasn't.
It's awesome.
It wasn't scary, but the comedy in the film was so great, and it involved zombies, so that's why it's my number 5
very
zombie
nice,
movie.
Very nice.
All right, so number 4, 28 Days Later.
You know what? That actually put a new spin on the whole zombie.
It did. We got fast zombies. We got running zombies. We got aggressive zombies. Where we're done with kind of walking around and stumbling. Because back then, when they did those zombies killed you in masses. You just couldn't deal with the amount of zombies that were out there. And then this one still kind of had that issue, but with the old zombies, you could still kind of get away as long as you had room to get away. Well, this one says that you can't get away because the zombies are going to run you down regardless. So it made the whole dread factor to the movie so much more. You know, the desperateness, and it was just, that was a great film. Like, it spawned so many other films that wanted to do with fast zombies, and then we had a reset with Walking Dead.
Yeah, but that's true. But then you had movies like World War Z, and
I Am Legend,
Yeah, so I mean, I would think that's the one that started it all.
Right. All right. So, number three, Zombieland. That's a comedy element to my top 5.
Yeah, really. All right.
Zombieland's a great zombie film. One, because it deals with the fact of, even though they did it in a comedic way, it deals with the fact of how would you exist in a world where zombies have basically decimated the planet.
Yeah.
The few survivors that are left over, what would they do? How would they survive? And he even made his list on how to survive a zombie apocalypse, the things that you had to do. That was a great aspect to it. And then the whole Bill Murray cameo in the movie.
That was the best part. I mean, I like the movie was good. That's like one of my favorite parts of the movie.
It is. That movie is great, and it's one of the few zombie movies that I will really seriously rewatch. I love that movie, and I can't wait till my kids get old enough that I can show them that movie.
I hope they actually make the sequel they've been asking for.
I've been waiting for that sequel for so long.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, Number two. Speaking of I Am Legend. I Am Legend is my number 2. And I know that you say that they're actually dark stalkers in the film. They're freaking zombies. I don't care. They're freaking zombies. They got bit. They turned. They came out in masses. That's a zombie. I don't care what you call it. And just like when Walking Dead says they're not technically zombies, they are just walkers. They're freaking zombies. Call it what it is. I Am Legend's a great film. It's one of Will Smith's, one of his best, well, not the best, but one of his top films that he's done. And one of those films where we always wanted a sequel to this particular one. And
if they would have kept the alternate ending, they could have had a sequel to it. But they killed him off, so you can't have it anymore.
But it was more impactful the way they did it. And it was like, the whole signs and seeing the butterflies. So I get it. Whatever, but that is my number 2 zombie film. It's a zombie film. Don't debate me on it.
don't master debate him.
Don't master debate me on it. Number 1, gotta go old school. Dawn of the Dead.
2004 or
no?
Alrighty.
We want original Dawn of the Dead because one, the mall, and dealing with the fact that hey, we're kind of stranded here. We have nothing else to do, but they're in a place where most zombie films are we're trapped in a house, we don't have supplies, we need to get out. They technically didn't need to get out. They're just in there and just dealing with their own boredom. And they go out and they see people. Can they help them? Not really. And they just kind of take witness to the rest of civilization just being, overrun by zombies, and yet they're still safe. And the urge to leave, even though they were safe where they were at, until zombies started to get in. But it is the number 1 zombie film because I figure in a real zombie apocalypse, there are going to be people in that particular situation to where we're just going to chill at the mall.
Where do you want to be trapped at? The mall or Walmart?
Either.
Because you got guns, you got food, you got clothes, everything at Walmart.
Very true. There's guns at Walmart.
Yeah, you don't have food at the at the mall.
I mean, you go to the food court.
You go to the food court.
I go to the food court. I get me some Chick-fil-A. I get me some
Chinese food.
I get the pizza. I get me Philly cheesesteak. Actually, the mall ain't too bad. Yeah, just ain't got no weapons.
Yeah,
you go to sporting goods store.
Sporting goods store, they got weapons. 6 shots.
All right. And that's my top 5.
My top 5 is a little bit more traditional, but I'm going to start it with zombie. This was actually in 1979 made by Lucio Fulci. It's an Italian movie, and it is really freaking. It's scary, man. It's got some ugly scenes in it. There's this one scene.
There's real zombies in Italy.
It's actually in an island, I believe, or somewhere like that, right? And so there's a scene where the zombie punches through, and the shrapnel from the wood is sticking out, and he freaking gets her, and you just see the piece of the wood in her going towards her eye, and then he just. It was freaking nasty, but there's like so many great scenes in that movie.
Does he eat her later?
Yeah, he eats her. Wait, what do we? All right, girl on the train. All right. So number 4 is Dead Alive.
The video game?
No, Dead Alive. One of Peter Jackson's first, or might even be his first movie that he ever did.
Okay.
That movie is so freaking gruesome. Kill scenes are freaking gory as hell. That's one of the goriest movies ever. You guys have not seen it, check out Dead Alive. Don't let the cover box fool you, because it's the chick. Remember the one where the chick pulling your lip out?
Yes!
Yeah, that one. Okay. That is a crazy ass movie. So that's my number 4. Number 3, old school baby, Night of the Creeps. All day.
Wait.
I don't care. Shut up.
Night of the Creeps. I call foul.
No.
I call foul.
Night of the Creeps. Tom Atkins, the best ever with his lines, through me. That's the best line ever, through me.
It's Miller time.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's freaking amazing. You know, Ding Dong, or who's it? He says your good news is your prom dates are here, the bad news is they're dead. Awesome line, awesome movie.
I call foul on that one. That is more of an alien film. That's kind of along the lines of invasions of body snatchers.
What did he say? You just said the line right now.
What?
The good news is
they're dead.
Exactly. Well, that's the bad news, but whatever. Anyway, Night of the Creeps was freaking awesome. Number 2, Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead was just Tom Savini did some of the best freaking makeup on that, and I saw the making of it one time, and the way they pulled the dude apart, like the zombies were pulling him apart, and they had all of the wieners and the sausages and the beef and all that
inside of him.
Yeah. Not that wiener, the other wiener. And they were eating like all the meat and stuff, and it was just like with corn syrup, red corn syrup, and it was just freaking awesome, man. That's such a great special effects. Tom Savini was a genius in that one. I love that one. That's Say Dawn of the Dead ain't good, because that's a great movie too, but yeah. Number 1 zombie movie of all time for me is Return of the Living Dead. Really? All day. Eat more brains. brains. That's just a freaking classic, especially when Linnea Quigley is naked and she's dancing in the rain, and then she comes out and she's all ugly when she turns into a zombie.
I'm thinking about my list versus your list. My list is not really about the killing. My list is about everything else while it had a zombie in it. Your list is actually about how the zombies kill people.
Yeah, the kill scenes, the makeup, and all that. But Return of the Living Dead, played off to be trying to be kind of like a sequel to Night of the Living Dead, but it was not. But it's such a classic freaking movie. And there are some elements in that movie that are just really freaking creepy, man. And like I said, Linnea Quigley is one of them. You know, she comes out and she's all, do you remember when she's all dancing naked?
Dude, I've seen that movie so long ago.
Yeah, dude, she's talking and she's saying that she wants to be, that the worst way for her to die is to be eaten alive, and she gets eaten alive. It's freaking insane. So check out Return of the Living Dead. Honorable mention, sir.
I think I actually will peruse your list later, especially for Halloween, to kind of take out some Halloween, because a lot of these films on your list, so that's why I can't talk too much crap about them, because I haven't really seen a lot of them.
Yeah, that's why I did it. They were safe films, but I've seen them so many freaking times. The only one that I've only seen like under 5 is Zombie and Dead Alive. Dead Alive, I've actually seen in pieces. I have not seen from beginning to end, but the pieces I've seen, disgusting movie.
All right, so honorable mentions. Planet Terror.
The Rose McGowan one.
Yeah,
that's good.
Zombie strippers. World War Z. Zombievers. Because they were zombies, even though they're beavers, they were still zombies.
On the zombie strippers, could you still get pink eye?
Probably. But I think that's the least of your worries in that particular movie. And then my final one, and we were discussing this before we did the show. This is a freaking zombie movie. Frankenstein is a freaking zombie movie.
Frankenhooker.
That's another type of zombie movie. Frankenstein is technically a zombie movie. He was brought back from the dead. He was used from dead parts. He brought back. He went, and I bet you if you translate that, it
says brains.
He stumbled like a zombie. He had his arms out like a zombie. That's a zombie movie. Just like I Am Legend's a zombie movie, just like Night of the Creeps, which is really an alien movie, is a zombie movie.
Zombie movie.
Those are zombie movies. Frankenstein's a zombie movie, which is why it's one of my honorable mentions.
All right, my honorable mention is the Dawn of the Dead 2004 version. Zack Snyder directed it. Freaking written by George Romero and Guardians of the Galaxy's director James Gunn was also one of the.
I thought you were going to say Guardians of the Galaxy was a zombie movie.
He was a zombie movie too. No, but they great people behind that movie. Yeah. Good effects. Mekhi Phifer, Bing Raines, Sarah Polley. Great cast. It was just a freaking awesome movie. You can't go wrong, Demi. Night of the Living Dead, dude. You got to say Night of the Living Dead. That's for you, Ruben, because I already know you're going to bite my head off.
I forgot to mention
Night of the Living Dead and Your Dawn of the Dead, also great movie. 28 Days Later, World War Z. But even though World War Z did remind me a lot of I Am Legend in certain parts, but still pretty good. Reanimator. How do you go wrong with me? Reanimator.
Okay, if you put Reanimator on there, Frankenstein definitely gets to be on.
That's fine. I have a problem with it. But Reanimator was just so freaking awesome, and that's a classic ass horror movie. It's a great movie. And my last one was actually the foreign version of the original version of Quarantine, which is Wreck.
Oh, okay.
That movie is.
I actually never saw I never saw the original.
Yeah, I only saw the American version. I didn't get off to part 2, and I didn't get off to Quarantine was okay because I like Jennifer Carpenter, but I did not get off to that one as much as Wreck. The original freaking Wreck was that was a terrifying movie. So that is my top 5.
All right.
With honorable mentions. With a side of Frankenhooker.
All right, so
Terrence, take us home.
I almost overstepped him. Yeah. Make sure you guys put your top 5 zombie films in the comments below. We like I said, there was a different tone between our zombie films, so I kind of want to know what everybody else has as their favorite top 5 zombie films.
Yeah, Chris. What's your top 5, Chris?
Exactly, Chris. Go ahead and put your top 5 below. Like I said, are you more comedy? Are you more gore? More action? Because there are some action zombie films that are out there. There's a lot of B-movie zombie films out there. There's a lot of crossover ones. Where they mix the different creatures together. So, like, not only dealing with zombies, you may be dealing with vampires, werewolves, things of that sort. But anyway, put it down below in the comments below. We'd love to see what you guys' top 5 is. We'll help. We'll talk to you guys about it, and we'll discuss and see if we can maybe adjust our top 5 list.
Which I'm trying to figure out why you have such a hatred for Resident Evil.
Because I didn't even put it as an option.
You didn't even put it as an option, neither did I. But just you, because we were talking about it earlier.
Series, and you were saying bad taste in my mouth. I like the first Resident Evil. I hate every Resident Evil that's come out.
Afterlife was good. I don't know.
No, it wasn't. Look, I have the same hate relationship with Resident Evil series as I have with Transformers. I like the first Transformers. I like the first Resident Evil. I've hated every garbage freaking sequel that they come out in both of these franchises since the original one. That's how it is. They all suck. They all suck. You're getting Aspen to do a You Don't Hate for Resident Evil anything. Unless it's the first one, which nobody hates.
Oh, man. Well, stay tuned for next time when we will be doing either ghost movies. You know what? I'm going to throw it on Twitter. Do you want to see ghost movies or do you want to see what?
Slashers, or you said?
Slashers. Slasher movies or ghost movies?
I actually would like ghost movies because ghost movies have actually kind of made a resurgence with your Paranormal Activity, with your Blair Witch, with your... what's another Ouija, stuff like that, with your Oculus. I think those are made a resurgence, and I think they're actually pretty good to do. And especially there's a lot of ghost movies back in the past that we can talk about, Poltergeist and all that stuff. So Ghostbusters.
For effing in the back, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And that was the goods. Well, there it is. I believe in the beat.
Ooh, I don't know. We're so sidetracked. So if you do Spotlight, do you want to do Spotlight? All freaking pretentious in a chair, sipping a drink.
Hello.
Next to a fire.
Welcome for today's Spotlight. Coming to you live from the Austin Film Festival. My name is Aspen.
Why did I turn into creepy Johnny Depp?
Because that's what that Spotlight is. That's what we think of Spotlight.
Creepy
Johnny.
The real talent is in front of the camera now. I don't have those two bastards weighing me down. So now we are here in Austin live, talking to all these different people that are completely beneath me. Something like that.
Maybe I should